How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. Blackrock just made a shocking move. And actually, Blackrock is giving you 24 hours. Or it's Larry o'clock. Okay, I'm in a good mood today. Bitcoin's looking good. The traditional markets are looking good as well. We have news that BlackRock bought a ton of Bitcoin yesterday. We also have news that the central bank and the finance ministry is launching a crypto exchange. So Russia getting even more into crypto. We have news of new companies buying Bitcoin, significant amounts. GameStop maybe announcing a buy over the next 24 hours or so. And sovereign wealth funds are buying, and they control a lot of money. We have some other things happening in the market too. If you don't mind, hit subscribe, turn on the bell notification underneath the video so you can see future videos like this. You know, I joke a little bit in the title sometimes that BlackRock is giving you 24 hours, but it's kind of true. I mean, the last day of the week, of the trading week, is tomorrow, about 24 hours from now, and BlackRock and Fidelity and ARK have been buying significant amounts of Bitcoin. You never know what's going to happen over the weekend either. It's a long time, that 3 days from when the market closes to when the market opens, like 2.5 days, I suppose, a little bit more than 2.5. But over the weekend, crazy things happen in crypto. So be ready for anything. If you want to trade crypto, there are links underneath the video. You can check out Blowfin or WEEX or BTCC, BitUniX, CoinW. A lot of them have these great deposit bonuses. Like BTCC, you have 10% deposit bonus on first-time deposits. You get 40% lower trading fees when using my link. You don't need a VPN. You have no KYC. And it's been around for over a decade. So check out these links underneath the video if you want to start trading. We have lots of trades open, and they are significantly green. I think ETH just popped back in the green. It was negative. We were still down pretty significantly on SUI, but as you can see, up 479% on the Bitcoin trade. So Bitcoin's still looking good. We broke above the trend line, kind of back tested, and flipped the prior resistance into support and moved up. We moved all the way up to 95,000, then back down to 91.5, and now we're just in at 92.7. The broader market looks pretty great today too. The NASDAQ up 1.46%. We have Google earnings after the bell today, so be on the lookout for that. Trump yesterday kind of caused the pump. He said, we're talking to China every day. Then China today said China and the U.S. have not held any trade discussions. All such reports are false. Okay. It's so hard to tell what's happening day to day with the tariff rumors and tariff talks and all that. But just know that eventually we will be past it. And you can see how excited the market is when we have positive news on tariffs. Kind of surprised that the market's still up so much today. But we got some economic data that looked pretty positive as well. Russian central bank and the finance ministry is going to launch a crypto exchange for highly qualified investors. Okay, good news. More and more people will be able to get access to Bitcoin. It would be nice if they allowed it for everyone, but we'll get there eventually. There's some XRP news too. I should mention that at the beginning. Stay through to the end because it's towards the end that I'm going to talk about it. But we have a publicly traded company called Melios. They're ripping after the announcement of their Bitcoin treasury strategy. Yeah, so when we zoom out a little bit, over the last 5 days, up 34%. Now down a little bit today because it ran so hard yesterday and the day before. But it's a Brazilian fintech company. They're going to invest 10% of cash in Bitcoin, and they told their shareholders that they're going to buy more. They're actually a decent sized company as well, $455 million. I mean, it's not massive by any means, but there are a lot of companies I think are maybe around $5 to $10 million or $50 million. They're pretty much dead companies that announce this, but I mean, this was a relatively large company already. It was $350 million earlier this week. So yeah, not too bad. The Bitcoin ETFs continue to buy a lot of Bitcoin. 917 million bought yesterday, 936 million the day before that, $381 million on Monday. Who knows what's going to happen today, but just yesterday, BlackRock bought over $600 million worth of Bitcoin. Okay, so between these 3 trading days, we have over $2 billion worth of Bitcoin bought, which is what, 25,000 Bitcoin? Probably, I think it's closer to 22,000 Bitcoin now, but that's some significant buying. That's huge. GameStop likely to buy $1.5 billion in Bitcoin today. Tighten your seatbelts. GameStop tweeted, "Get some sleep. We'll be seeing you first thing in the morning." That was at like 2 a.m. Eastern time, but yet they still haven't announced anything now. So maybe a Friday announcement. I'm not exactly sure. I would have expected it this morning, but yeah, most likely coming here in the next couple days. I'm guessing that's what they're talking about, right? That they bought some Bitcoin. We know that they want to buy Bitcoin, that they raised money to buy Bitcoin, but it's been awfully quiet. Like they've done it over 3 weeks or so. Also, let's just take a look at the ETFs. I know I talked about it a minute ago, but ARKB also bought another $130 million worth. They've been stacking hard. I think it was the day before yesterday that they stacked like 260 million. Blackrock with the 644. So yeah, just massive accumulation. We also know that sovereign wealth funds are going to be buying. $12 billion Bitwise just said sovereigns are trying to buy Bitcoin faster before the US buys. And you can see Coinbase just said the same thing yesterday as well, that sovereign wealth funds are buying Bitcoin. So we have multiple billion-dollar companies talking about sovereign wealth funds buying, and they have a lot of money to buy, to be clear. Like when you compare sovereign wealth funds, central banks, and public pension funds, like they're all well above $10 trillion. Sovereign wealth funds are the smallest of the 3 groups, but they still have $13.4 trillion. So, I mean, even if you just think a 0.5% allocation, that's still $50 billion, $60 billion. Oh, that's huge. Right? Like that is insane. And I'm not saying that we'll get a 0.5% allocation, but 0.1%, still huge. $13 billion is a significant amount. And of course, we don't know who's buying and how much. Maybe we'll never know. But I'm guessing if the investment goes well, people will start being a little bit less quiet about it. I could be wrong. You know, some people like to protect how much Bitcoin they have, but some sovereign wealth funds do like to disclose what they have. We also have central banks we were just talking about the Russian central bank allowing a crypto exchange. They also hold $16.8 trillion. Pensions, the biggest of them all, $25.5 trillion. And this is only growing, right? Because dollars continue to inflate, or their purchasing power deflates. So we're going to continue to see these grow. We're going to continue to see more allocation to Bitcoin, in my opinion, because a lot of central banks, a lot of pensions, a lot of sovereign wealth funds are underallocated right now. It's not just Bitcoin leading the party either. Sol Strategies just announced a $500 million convertible note facility to buy more Solana. I didn't realize it, but Anthony Pompliano is actually an investor in Sol Strategies. Maybe I knew that at some point, but yeah, other companies are buying altcoins, just like MicroStrategy is trying to buy Bitcoin. We also have, CME Group launching XRP futures in under a month. So yeah, more people will be able to get access to XRP as well, which is kind of interesting. I covered all those companies and sovereign wealth funds and financial institutions buying Bitcoin, and I forgot the biggest of them all. We talked about it yesterday. Jack Mallers and 21 Capital, not the biggest of them all. MicroStrategy, I think, is still going to be able to buy more Bitcoin, even moving forward, than 21 Capital. But this was announced yesterday that they're going to go out and buy 42,000 Bitcoin at the time of closing. From what Jack said, it did not sound like they already had the 42,000. I could be wrong. But he said that at the time of closing, they'll hold 42,000. So maybe they're accumulating now, but this is massive. I mean, 42,000 Bitcoin puts a shock on the market. And they're going to continue to buy more and more Bitcoin. He said basically their whole goal is to gain Bitcoin per share. So they'll dilute most likely, but they want to have accretive Bitcoin. They want shareholders to, maybe they start off with 1,000 sats per share, and then they want to get them to 1,050 and 1,100 and 1,150. So it still might be overpriced versus the sats. So there might be a premium. There probably will be a premium, but he wants the underlying value of sats to go up per share. So yeah, kind of like a long call option on Bitcoin, because you're going to have Bitcoin go up, but also your sats per share are going to go up as well. So it kind of compounds on itself. Anyways, this company is going to go out and buy a bunch of Bitcoin. Now, will they buy as much as MSTR? I don't think they'll ever be able to get up to MSTR's market cap, or maybe not their market cap. I don't think they'll be able to get to MSTR's number of Bitcoin. I mean, they hold over 500,000 Bitcoin, and they'll probably be able to get up to 1 million Bitcoin, I would assume, at some point. So for 21 Capital to buy 1 million Bitcoin, it's just going to make MicroStrategy's Bitcoin that much more valuable, which means they'll probably be more volatile as well. So they'll be able to issue more shares and buy more Bitcoin, unless they just decide they want to stop. I don't think there's going to be another publicly listed company that's going to be able to buy as much Bitcoin as MicroStrategy. And you might say, well, the fact is their Bitcoin is only worth $40 billion or something like that, $50 billion. We know that there are public companies that have more cash than that. Yes, but again, you try to go out and buy $50 billion worth of Bitcoin, the price of Bitcoin goes up. So it's not like you can just go out and buy $50 billion worth of Bitcoin in one shot and get this current price for Bitcoin. Now, if some company went and tried to buy $50 billion worth of Bitcoin, it would probably shoot us up well above all-time highs very quickly. So I don't think anyone's going to be able to catch up to MSTR. There are a couple entities that have more Bitcoin than MSTR right now, but they're also holding it for other people. I forgot exactly what IBIT has. I think they have more than MSTR now, and maybe Coinbase or Binance. But again, they're holding it for other people. MSTR, kind of the same thing, because it's a publicly listed company. If you own the shares, you essentially have some of the ownership of the company that owns the Bitcoin. But still a little bit different, in my opinion, because it's not like you can go withdraw your Bitcoin from MSTR like you can from Coinbase or from Binance, or sell your shares from IBIT, and then they have to go get rid of the Bitcoin. So it is different, in my opinion. But something also kind of interesting, again, who would have guessed in 2025, was this on your bingo card, that the president would be causing short squeezes on his meme coin by saying that the biggest holders of the meme coin could go have a dinner with Trump? Like, who would have guessed? Who would have guessed that was what's going to happen? That our president would be so into crypto, or so engaged with crypto. Let's look at the price right now. It's probably falling back down a little bit. Yeah, so still up 26%, 27% the last day. Definitely caused a short squeeze. Bitcoin, a little bit quiet today, but honestly, I don't even mind that. After this big pump, I mean, just 4 days ago, we were down 10% from where we are now. We were sitting at 84,000. I mean, this means that if we did the same thing moving forward, by Monday, we could be at $102,000 or something like that. So who knows what's going to happen in the coming weeks, or coming days even. But we do have some resistance right around 95,000. Would be great to see us break out above 95. You can see we got rejected right before 95. And then obviously there's always some resistance around 100,000 as well. Let me know your thoughts underneath the video. It's going to be great to see Bitcoin back in the 6-figure range. If you do want to trade this market, there are links underneath the video. I appreciate it. If you're looking for tools too, I have links to INTO THE CRYPTOVERSE. You get 10% off. I've seen a lot of people sign up for that recently. And I think I also have a link for HG Algo as well. Those can be very helpful. INTO THE CRYPTOVERSE shows you a lot of different charts and will really help you get a feel for the top of the market when things start to get overheated. But it also helps you buying the dip too, because you can see how cooled off everything is. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'll see you all in the next.